Hello everyone and welcome to the first English webinar of Octopia. Today we are going to talk about the new challenges of convenience in the marketplace. So feel free to ask your questions in the dedicated tab and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. I will now let our speakers Jerome and Maxime introduce themselves and the topic.
Thank you. Welcome everyone to this first webinar in English. Maxime and myself, we are pleased to welcome you on board and develop today the theme of the marketplace of convenience. We'll share with you why we strongly believe that marketplace is the best business model to answer to new customers' expectation, which we define as convenience. Actually, this webinar will be the first live event of a whole series of 8 events within the next weeks and months, and we will address all the main challenges of the marketplace, being last mile experience, including fulfillment, how to optimize the experience for the customers. We will enter into the details of building a relevant business plan for those willing to launch their marketplace. We will also consider the flow of the past life cycle of the sellers, starting by the sourcing, the onboarding, the account management of sellers, and also all the B2B services around sellers. But coming back to the topic of the day. We will, Maxime and myself, introduce or develop through a presentation which will last approximately 25 to 30 minutes, the marketplace of convenience. And then there will be a Q&A session for you to ask directly your questions, and we'll be pleased to answer to all of them, or at least I hope all of them if we have time. But maybe first we will start introducing ourselves. So Maxime, you are the Director of Business Consulting, aren't you?
Yes, thank you, Jerome. Hi, everyone. My name is Maxime Tassin. I am the head of the business consulting team at Octopia. And my job, my team and I, is to accompany and to support you during all the project of your marketplace project, from the beginning, during the framework phases, but also after the go live, because we are a team of experts in every job of the marketplace regarding operational field, regarding operational issue that you can encounter. We will be close to you in order to find the right solution and to help you to develop your marketplace project.
Wonderful. So that means at all the steps from the before the contract is signed, so even before the contract is signed, you support the customers or the operator, marketplace operators in building their strategies. That
exactly. This is the point. We can help you to launch your marketplace, to design your project, your strategy regarding assortment, regarding after sales, regarding the delivery process, regarding the UX, the customer journey. We can help you and accompany you in all these kind of subjects which are key for the success of a marketplace.
And then the implementation phase, which is strategic, because you have to concretely leverage all these actions and put in place all these actions. And also, once the solution is live, supporting the teams, training them to make sure that the marketplace perfectly works.
Exactly. This is you well said. I said, just to complete that, after the go live, the objective, your objective is to achieve the objective that you had before the go live, and my job with my team is to help you to fulfill and to achieve the financial but also the growth objective that you have with your team.
Lovely. And on my side, Jerome Radiguer, so Director of Marketing. Maybe a couple of words of my career path, because I spent the last 20 years, I must say 20 years now, on the brick and mortar side of retail. So I'm definitely a retailer, but I moved to the digital side about 3 years ago with the strong conviction that both are complementary, digital and physical. We tended to oppose digital and physical some years ago, but I do have the strong conviction that they are fully complementary now, and one cannot live without the other, actually. we might call it phygital, omni-channel, whatever. There is a need because it answers customers' expectations, which now have no boundaries between physical and digital. And so we have to mix both to propose the best experience to our customers. So moving now to the next slide, or starting with this presentation. First, maybe we wanted to introduce you Octopia. Who are we as a company? Because it's quite a new company, so probably some of you haven't heard about Octopia, but actually we are a spin-off of a successful company, successful marketplace operator, because we are a spin-off of Cdiscount. Cdiscount is one of the European leaders. It's a French company founded in the late 90s by three brothers in the area of Bordeaux. I guess everyone knows Bordeaux. It's a very famous place for its wine, but it's also a very famous place for the digital activity. Yes. There are a lot of digital factories in the area,
and a tech company too. Yes,
and tech companies indeed. And so the company was launched in the late 90s, so it's been now more than 20 years with a traditional retail model, and then it moved to marketplace about 10 years ago with Cdiscount marketplace. And so we have great experience of how operating concretely a marketplace. We decided, based on this huge know-how, not only in operating the marketplace as the front end, but also the logistics side, also the fulfillment, of course, also the onboarding and management of sellers. We decided to create a subsidiary in 2021, so no later than this year, beginning of this year, to monetize all this know-how, great experience that we accumulated over the past 10 years. We are now opening sales in different countries in Europe. The company grew very fast this year, actually, because we already reached the number of almost 500 people working at Octopia. And we already have around 90 clients working over 20 countries, mostly European countries, but also some non-European countries, which have started this year with us. And the last very strong asset that we do have at Octopia is a powerful European logistics network with, I believe it's 12 or 14 yes. Warehouses in France, of course, but also in other countries such as Germany or Spain, and more countries to be open within the next months. So that's a resume of who is Octopia and where we come from. So the theme today, the subject is marketplace of convenience. We all want convenience, but what is convenience? Quickly, if we have a look at these successful companies that everyone knows, which emerged over the past 2 decades, the Amazon, Uber Eats, Airbnb, etc. They have 2 main pillars which explain more or less the successful launch and then development. The first one is a state-of-the-art technology to address the multiple and complex flows of information and guarantee the best experience for the final customer. So that's one of the pillar. The second pillar is the whole ecosystem of third parties, partners, working with them and enabling the scale up of the activity. Amazon, of course, they moved from a classical system to a system relying mostly now on sellers. Uber Eats, everyone knows that they don't own the restaurants, they don't own the cars or the drivers, but they are relying on these third parties to scale their business. The same with Airbnb in the hospitality industry, etc. So we say that from one side, they have the technology. From the other side, they externalize some of the assets to third parties to scale very promptly, very efficiently their activities worldwide. There's no boundary in e-commerce, and and with a success that everyone knows. So focusing now specifically on the retail industry, those retailers, we mentioned some of them right now, they have been redesigning the concept of convenience. So what is convenience? Convenience is an opportunity. Convenience is a chance. Convenience is the fact that not all customers are not only concerned about prices. They expect much more than prices. They expect a whole experience buying the products. They expect the accessibility, maximum accessibility. The solution has to be available anywhere at any time. They expect to have, usually I say, an unlimited choice, but
infinite of choice, maybe.
Infinite of choice. I don't know if infinity does exist in terms of choice, but the feeling of this infinity do exist because the choice is so extended that they can find everything they need on the platform. So extending choice is the second pillar here. Of course, price is important. They're expecting to have the best price.
Good price, yes.
Good prices or good prices for the product they're looking for. But the experience doesn't stop at the price and the product. They also expect to be delivered expediently with a seamless experience. And not only be able to schedule the delivery or decide to go to a pickup point, cancel, reschedule, they also expect to be able to return product if they're not satisfied with the one they received, or it's not the good size, the right color, etc. And they want all this experience of receiving, returning, being totally seamless and somehow transparent for them. And finally, all this is part of a zero friction customer journey from the first touch point, which might be digital or physical, either in the store or with your telephone phone in the morning, on your computer. You start at one place and then you move to the other circuit, being again physical or digital, and you expect effectively indeed to have this customer journey totally zero friction, and they're winning the game. So
yes, which is interesting in the marketplace model. Exactly as you said, Jerome, the marketplaces are the model which is winning the game of e-commerce. Why? It's very simple, because the marketplaces model is the only one which is capable to fulfill and to give what the client and the final customer is looking for in terms of convenience. We talk about the price, the infinity of choice in products, the delivery option, the zero friction customer journey. The marketplace, we do believe this thing at Octopia is the only model which is capable to give this convenience to the final customer. And that the e-commerce economy is encountered a very strong development since the 20 last years, with a strong acceleration in the last 10 years. But what we believe at Octopia, and I know that you know these figures, of course, is that the marketplace model is driven the economic growth of the e-commerce in all the Western countries. Two key figures. Maybe you know this figure, but it's important to keep in mind that it's, for example, in 2020, maybe the growth of marketplace will be and was more than 30% on this market.
So far above the traditional e-commerce activity.
Yes, yeah. Which is more among maybe between 10 and 15%. We know that, and we observe that the marketplace model is growing faster than the e-commerce classic one. And then the Gartner group that predict that in 2022, the part of the e-commerce which will be done through the marketplace will be more than 75%. And
that's impressive. So
that's very impressive, yes.
So most of the flows will go through marketplaces rather than traditional e-commerce.
Yes, exactly. And for this year, Gartner predict that it will be more than 65%. So marketplaces model is winning the game of e-commerce, And this is why a lot of e-commerce strong actors and players such as Amazon, Cdiscount, Mano are very present in all the economic growth of the e-commerce market in Western countries.
So why is it so successful? Why do retailers move to the marketplace model? E-commerce first and then marketplace. What are the main reasons?
This is the issue and the topic of my next slide. We explained that the marketplace model was the only one, according to us at Octopia, to offer and to give to the final customer the convenience. But for you as a marketplace operator or future marketplace operator, what does this model offer you? What can give you? And we do believe at Octopia that it gives you a very new kind of benefits if you compare it to the classical e-commerce activity. The first thing is that if you move towards the marketplace convenience model, you will be able to enlarge your value proposition. And when we talk about value proposition and enlarge the value proposition, we are talking about the number of products, the new categories, in which one you will be able to offer the product.
So you extend the offer, not only the same, what we call the vertical, so you offer the more products for the same categories, but also extend the categories to new ones and offering new opportunities for your customers, your clients, but also the company.
Exactly. You will be able to offer to your strategic key categories long tail of products, which is very good. And we will see after, it's very important to offer the long tail products to your final customer. But you will also be able to move towards other complementary category to offer a very infinite kind of products in the complementary category, which is very strategic move for you. The second thing, if you are trying to move to the marketplace model and the convenience marketplace platform, we do believe at Octopia that you will drive the customer engagement. You will increase the engagement of your final customer because you will be able to offer them the richness of the product. You will be able to give him a very strong and rich marketing content. You will be able to give them a strong of reviews, the very good rating of the product, and to engage them and to increase the conversion rate and the loyalty of your final customer on your platform. And it's a key strategic move regarding your loyalty of your final customer. The third thing, and maybe I will say that it's the most important thing according to me, and maybe you, Jerome, is that you will be able to outsource the cost and the complexity. It is the first principle of the marketplace model, and maybe the beauty of the marketplace model. You explained it during the introduction. Is that you, thanks to the marketplace model, you outsource the complexity, thanks to the network of partners you have. And when I talk about the partner, it's clear, I mean the vendor or the sellers.
Because that's super interesting indeed, and totally correlated with the introduction. So you externalized, for instance, the stocks, you externalize some of the complexity, you are not responsible for the logistics, even though we'll see through fulfillment, there's an opportunity to better control the flow till the very last mile, the delivery of the product, but the seller is responsible for that.
Exactly. You don't pay as an operator marketplace. You don't pay the product you sell. It is the product of your seller, which are your partners, of course, but you don't have to carry the stock of their product, which is a kind of revolution. The other thing is, as you said, you don't have to be in charge of the delivery process. We will see with the fulfillment that you can be part of the delivery process, but if you are just a pure player in marketplace, you don't have to carry the stock and to be in charge of the delivery process, which is a very strong move if you compare it to the e-commerce classic model. And then the last pillar, is that you will be able, as a marketplace operator in the convenience world, to generate more revenue, because the marketplace model is structurally more profitable if you compare it to the e-commerce classic one, but also you will be able to monetize your traffic and the data you generate on your website to the vendors, because you know that if you launch a marketplace and if it's successful, you will have hundreds and thousands of vendors, and you will be able to monetize the traffic and the data you generate with your final customer to this and with these vendors. For example, we can talk about the sponsor products or marketing campaigns that you can offer and monetize to your vendors and to create and to increase your margin on your marketplace.
So there are different ways to generate revenues. Of course, the commission rate.
Of course, yes.
Based
on the classic business of a marketplace.
So the gross merchandise value. The subscription to end customers, sometimes also to vendors, and also monetization of traffic through sponsor products or visibility on the website.
And other B2B services to simplify the way for your vendors to sell their product on your marketplace.
So very profitable activity, essentially based on variable cost.
Yes.
Which makes all the interest of this business model.
Exactly.
So the question is, what if you, those listening to us today, were a convenience platform? Probably you already thought about this. That's the reason why you are listening to us. You might be a retailer, brick and mortar retailer, and you want to move to e-commerce. You might already have an existing website, and Octopia is capable to transform your e-commerce activity into a marketplace. Or you might be also an existing marketplace, but you're looking for solution to accelerate, speed up boost your activity. And here again, Octopia is capable to boost your activity. So how do we do that at Octopia? Actually, we have a 5 steps concept or path to move from the existing situation to the marketplace. The first one is to connect. You need to connect to a powerful marketplace solution, and this is exactly what Octopia is, a state-of-the-art technology. We already operate, we mentioned that before, a huge operator in Europe. It's more than 4.2 billion euros total value. So the technology is absolutely proven, demonstrated with this huge flow of transactions that we operate on a daily basis. The second step for you will be to select those merchants that you need to fuel your marketplace. The core of the marketplace is the merchant. The third party is bringing the offer, the catalog of products, and then the offer, the prices, the services to the end customer. So that's the second step. The third one will be to engage, offering products, prices, good delivery conditions, etc. The fourth pillar that we identify in this way to the marketplace is the delivery. Optimize the last mile experience. We briefly mentioned that a few minutes ago. And here again, Octopia offers a native solution to perfectly track all the flows, but also optimize with a fulfillment solution. And maybe we will come back to this later. And in any case, we have a webinar fully dedicated to logistics, last mile, and fulfillment activities. And finally, you have to optimize your marketplace based on KPIs, etc. But I guess you will define a little bit more these different steps.
Yes, because the idea now for you is to understand how does it work concretely with Octopia. Thank you, Jerome. You mentioned the 5 steps to become a marketplace of convenience, as we define it with Octopia. And the idea here is to show you concretely how does it work with Octopia. So the first step is connect. If you go with you and with us, and if you are okay to work with us and to launch your marketplace project with Octopia solution, the promise we have at Octopia is that our platform technology, our marketplace technology, will be connected to your front website. But the plus with Octopia is that our platform technology is already connected to more than 160 partners.
We're not talking about sellers here. We are talking about technical logistics partners.
We are talking about feed integrators. We are talking about PSP. We are talking about strong carriers, European carriers. We are talking about CRM to manage sellers. It's the tools, it's the partners which are key to launch and to accelerate your marketplace project.
And they're all natively connected to the solution.
And
So
they are natively connected.
If you go for a marketplace solution tomorrow, whatever is the marketplace, you also have to connect all these partners to make it work. But in this case, of course, you can add new partners. The solution is fully based on APIs, but a lot of them are already connected. We're talking about 160, maybe a little bit more partners already connected to the solution. So you don't have to connect to the vast majority of feed integrators because they are already connected to the solution.
And from day one, you will have a marketplace technology and platform which will be already business oriented and natively connected to make you make business, I will say. So it's the beauty of the solution we offer you. But as we say, technology is absolutely necessary, but is absolutely insufficient. This is why we offer you with the second point, select, an access to more than 14,000 merchants in one click. You know that technology is, I want to repeat it because it's a key point of our presentation, is absolutely necessary, but absolutely insufficient. To make business on your marketplace, to launch and to accelerate your marketplace project, you need to have the right sellers on your marketplace. Sellers, as we say at Octopia, and we do believe that, is the new gold of the marketplace. If you don't have the sellers, if you don't have the good seller, the most powerful one, it's no use to launch a marketplace.
So they fuel the tool.
Exactly.
The fuel of the whole marketplace. They're the ones owning the products. They're the one selling the products on the marketplace. And if you don't succeed in onboarding sellers, you might have the best technology of the world. It won't work.
Exactly. And with Octopia, with the second step, select, we will give you access to our basis of international sellers. In one click, you can select the sellers you want, the sellers you need, regarding your DNA, regarding your brand image, and you can choose the sellers you want for your marketplace, which is a key point and a decisive differentiation with Octopia.
Just to make it clear for the attendees, you can still onboard your own merchants because the solution is built for that. But on top of these merchants that you will be onboarding by your own, you can connect directly to the huge database of merchants. They're all scored. So based on your own criteria, being indeed which categories, which country of origin, which level of quality, delivery time, whatever, there are a lot of criteria. You can select precisely those merchants and products you're interested in to feed your marketplace and make it successful from the start. Because the huge advantage is you don't have to wait for a couple of years to have 100, 150 sellers. From day one, you can onboard as many sellers as you want.
Exactly. And this is the very differentiation with Octopia. And the third point and the third step is to engage. At Octopia, you know that behind the sellers, you have the products, of course. There is no product if you don't have the sellers. And at Octopia, behind our 14,000 merchants, you have more than 100 million of products with a rich content of product. Because if you have only a product sheet without marketing description, without reviews, without ratings, it's not efficient. So with Octopia,
I guess pictures or
presentation, marketing videos, content, comments, reviews, videos, of course. And the strength of Octopia is that we give you access to rich content products and millions of products. We have more than I would say it's 10 million of products with reviews, which is a big figure. And you know that when you have good reviews and rate on your product, it's a very good lever to increase your conversion rate.
Yeah, reviews are an incredible booster for sellers. Since the product is reviewed, I don't remember precisely what is the percentage of increase.
I think you can increase your conversion rate by 50%. 50%.
Yes. Which is used. But in the meantime, we know that you need a lot of transactions before you get the first review on your product. So before, if you start from zero, you will wait months and probably years before you have this review content or these products with sufficient reviews. Why, when you start with Octopia, you already have this information in the database. So that's a great advantage for new operators.
Exactly. So with Octopia, we'll have the technology, the merchant, and rich product matching with your DNA, your brand image, in order to increase the purchase repeat of your final customer.
That's
And
super
then-
interesting. Yeah. So what's the next step?
And the next step with Octopia is deliver. And with our solution, you can rely on a very strong and experienced logistic solution that we have. And just one key figure for you and that we have at Octopia is that we manage more than 25 million parcels from the fulfillment solution. We can rely on strong warehouses, our more than 20 years of experience regarding the delivery of parcel with Octopia. But the key thing that we have regarding the delivery process at Octopia is the fulfillment solution. We can give you access to a fulfillment solution. And at Octopia, we do believe that the fulfillment is the best of the two worlds. The first world is the 1P activity. With the fulfillment solution, you will have the quality of the 1P product. And with the fulfillment solution, you also have the strength of the marketplace, which is the long tail product. You will be able to sell product from the marketplace vendors, but with the quality of the 1P delivery process. And the fulfillment, as we say, is the best of the two worlds, 1P and 3P.
So in a nutshell, just make sure that our attendees fully understand the concept. One of the key success factors is the delivery experience for customers, but the seller is responsible for the delivery. So there are different ways to address that point. First is tracking the whole path of the product from the preparation of the parcel to the delivery of the customer, and this is handled by the seller. But if you want to bring the quality of the service at the level of a 1P activity, so classical e-retail activity or retail activity, you need the fulfillment,
yes.
which means that you operate by your own, or you ask a third party to operate the logistics on behalf of the seller. And this solution is natively integrated at Octopia.
Yes, this is the point. And you can, as Jerome said, that you can develop your fulfillment solution, or you can rely on the Octopia's one to give to your marketplace product the quality of the 1P process.
So for a new operator, if I try to summarize this again, it means that you start your marketplace activity with the same key success factors as leading marketplaces.
Exactly.
You have the assortment, you have the network of partners, you have the products, the reviews, the rich content, and you have the logistics, and especially the last mile delivery experience at the level of the top leading marketplaces in the world, even though you start small. So that's amazing. That's huge.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. And so what is the final
The final step is you have these four main pillars. You can drive your marketplace. You can drive your marketplace as a leader, as you explained it, Jerome. And after you have to optimize, you have to maximize the customer journey on your marketplace in order to increase and to improve the conversion rate of your final customer. You have to optimize the SEO. You have to optimize your search engine on your website, and you have to monetize. As we said previously, you can monetize what happened on your website, on your marketplace, thanks to the thousands of vendors you have on your website. After, you have just to monitor and to drive your marketplace and to be focused on your business. And my team and I, with the business consulting team, you can see we are with you at each step of your development. On the 5 pillars and the steps that we are talking about, we will be close to you in order to help you to develop and to reach the goals you have as an objective.
Very good. Excellent. So if we move to this next slide and try to put in a nutshell the Octopia experience, because we are in a whole environment, there are other players in the market, and there's an ecosystem. There are logistics players or operational enablers,
technological provider.
So how do you position Octopia in this whole ecosystem?
As you mentioned, Jerome, there is a lot of players in the marketplace ecosystem. It's a 10 years activity, of course. You have technology provider, you have operational enabler, which will give you access to PSP, to CRM, 3PL solution regarding the logistic activity. Also, to develop your business, you have business partner, consulting firms, and field integrators. What we believe at Octopia is that with this actor in the market, you will have access to a single strength of the marketplace development and the marketplace of convenience. If you go with one of them, you will have access just to one and a single asset, key asset of your marketplace platform of convenience. And with Octopia, which is the main and the key difference we have with other actors, is that we offer you these three key strategic assets to launch and to develop your marketplace of convenience. Technology, which is of course very strategic and a key point of your success, but also access to the sellers, best sellers, access to the products, and also all the enabler which will give you the possibility to support and to develop your marketplace, such as the logistic solution that you need to serve your final customer.
So where usually it's a challenge, or there are many challenges for the new actors, new operators of marketplaces, not only integrating the technology, but also integrating all the partners, into sourcing, onboarding the sellers, addressing the logistics issues, after sales issues, etc. Octopia is a kind of a synthesis of all these elements and includes natively all the components, which doesn't mean that you have to take all of them. It's completely adaptable to your own situation. You already have a CRM, you might already have logistic partners, etc. You may decide to connect or not, take or not some of these partners, technology solutions that are already considered or handled by your company. But you may also rely on these natively existing solutions at Octopia. So that's very flexible and very powerful, actually.
Yes, and when the best way to explain what we do is an example with Casino, which is the perfect example of what we made with our client Casino. It's a French retailer, and this is exactly what we mentioned previously, is that from day one, they had, when they decided to launch their marketplace, more than 200 merchants from day one live on their marketplace. And you know that it takes time, and we know at Octopia, and if you want to launch a marketplace, you know that it takes time to source and to onboard a seller. It takes time and money to make them sell on your website, on your marketplace. And with Casino, and with the partnership that we made with them, with Octopia, they were capable to launch and to onboard more than 200 international sellers on their marketplace.
From day one.
From day one.
So that's super powerful, because maybe we should say a couple of words on the merchants or sellers, whatever is the name we give to these partners. And they are really partners. They are not suppliers. Sometimes I hear about suppliers. They are not supplying. They are partners. They are partnering with you. They are very selective merchants. You might be selective, but they are very selective, in the meaning that they, as an average, they onboard only on 2.7 marketplaces, which means they only go to the top marketplaces offering the best business opportunities for them. So if you are starting an activity or you have a small marketplace, it's quite a challenge to source but also onboard the right merchants, the powerful performing merchants, which doesn't mean that you can't succeed, of course, but it's a long path and a long
time fight.
Leveraging the solution of Octopia, you can start quite easily, because for them, and from the Octopia point of view, it's quite easy to onboard on your marketplace. They see the marketplace in their system. They already did almost everything. Taxonomy is done. They created the assortment. They have prices, etc. So of course they adapt the price to each marketplace. But everything is connected. They are integrated most of the time through APIs. We have more than 92% of the flows with integrated through APIs merchants. And so it's a one-click onboarding. Actually, it's a couple of clicks, and they decide to move to your marketplace. We encourage them to move to your marketplace. So that's super easy. Then you are the one selecting, because you decide of your own criteria, and it boosts, it accelerates considerably the launch of the marketplace, and you gain years of development
and growth.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the second example, Jerome, with one key marketplace, which is Seidon.
This one is very interesting as well. It's a bit different. We mentioned before that there are two models. Either you are a retailer with no marketplace at this stage, or you are a marketplace, but you're willing to boost your activity. And Sidon is in the second situation, because it's an existing marketplace. Actually, they launched their activities at the same time as Cdiscount in the early 2000s. And they moved to the marketplace model, 100% now marketplace, in 2010 or 2011. And they are in the Nordics market, successful marketplace in the Nordics. But now came Amazon a couple of years ago, so strong competition, other players arriving in the market, and they need to boost their activity. And so we proposed to Sidon two levers. The first one is to connect an existing 1P catalog of products that we do have at Octopia. It's around 60 or 70,000 SKUs. And secondly, connect our merchants on their marketplace. So we integrated Sidon Marketplace to the model, the Octopia model. And now they started about a year ago to work with sellers issued from Octopia. And it's quite successful, actually.
Yes.
Sales are increasing, and these two options combined, it's roughly 12 million per year. It's more now because we started more than a year ago, but we are on the 12 million euro on a yearly basis, which is amazing.
Yes, and for next year, I think that the objective is more than 60 million euro.
They have a great ambition,
and strong acceleration,
improving, increasing significantly the number of merchants, which actually we are doing with them, integrating more and more sellers on their marketplace. Wonderful. So we arrive at the end of this presentation. I hope it was of your interest. Maybe we have some questions. So I'm asking the team if we receive questions that we might answer.
Thank you very much for this presentation. We've got indeed a few questions. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is, you said I can have the number of sellers I want with Octopia, but if I want thousands of sellers for the launch of my marketplace the very first day, is that possible?
Well,
yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
technically it is, and business speaking, it is absolutely.
Yes, the thing is that you really want from day one 1,000 of vendors from the beginning of your marketplace? This is the right question. As a business consultant, I would say take your time. Maybe if you just start with hundreds of sellers, it's not so bad. But after you can accelerate in the coming years with thousands of sellers. It can be a very ambitious objective, but start with hundreds of sellers, and after you will accelerate.
So a little bit like as we mentioned before with Casino, they started with around 200. So this could be the first months, and then grow up to your target of customers. I have in mind another client that is about to be live in a couple of months, and he asked for 1 million active SKUs on day one of the go live. And this would be actually the case because, as we mentioned, we have almost 100 million SKUs, so it's absolutely feasible. So it depends on your ambition, your business plan, your strategy, but we are capable to support you not only in defining it, but supporting fully the strategy with the number of sellers you really need.
Okay, another question asked is, how is your seller base segmented in terms of country of origin?
Okay, that's an interesting question. So how would you explain that?
I will say that it's quite simple. We have 30% of our merchants which come from French, 30% which come from the rest of the other European countries, and the rest of our bases came from Asia.
Okay, so 30% France, 70% international sellers.
Yes.
Great part are Chinese sellers. Mm-hmm. It's true that today they're feeding the ecosystem of marketplaces very efficiently.
Yes.
And overall, I have a statistic in mind. We are covering 70 countries, but to be honest, mostly European countries, although not all of them. but mostly European countries.
Yes.
Very good. I hope this answered the question. What next question do we have?
Does your marketplace platform solution integrate a currency exchange tool?
So, what can we say about that?
I will say that yes, because we have a dedicated team at Octopia, the B2B service team, and the job of this team is to give for all the international vendors a range of services in order to favor and to develop the business they do on the several marketplaces. So we have this kind of services and the currency exchanges on our marketplace with Octopia.
So we're not doing this on our own.
Yes.
It's based on the partnership with third parties again. But okay, they can be paid in their currency, or they're paid in euro and then converted into their currency.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Very good.
We have still some question. Does your technology work, and what is the proof?
That's the big question.
Yes.
Indeed. Does it work? So as we mentioned before in the introduction, we are issued from, or we spin off of a huge leading operator in Europe, so Cdiscount. Total Cdiscount GMV is around 4.2 billion. The almost 50% today is done through the marketplace activity, so you can imagine how big
So
is
it works, of course.
the marketplace. So
Mm.
it works, even though although we couldn't mention these figures, and almost everyone in Europe knows the brand. But we also have about 90 clients connected to the solution. We mentioned a couple of them.
Yes,
Casino,
Sidon.
Rakuten is connected, and we also have new partners. Of course, the company is quite new, so I totally understand the question. And of course, a lot of them, of the new clients, will be live within the next
Year.
few months, years and months, for those who signed recently. But yeah, I mean, we have a few examples to show how efficient is the technology, and not only the technology, but the whole business model, including sellers, logistics, etc., that we mentioned before.
Thank you. We have one more question. There are multiple technological solutions to establish an online marketplace, such as Shopify, Magento, etc. How easy is to integrate Octopia with these different technological solutions? What are the possible limits?
Thank you for the question. As we said previously in the first part of our presentation, we are natively connected to more than 160 partners to our platform. So I will say that with the Magento, Shopify, because the question was about this front application. Yes, we are connected to this front website.
Okay, so yeah, indeed, we are connected to a lot of technical partners. If we specifically talk about front-end solutions, the solution is fully based on APIs, with very performing APIs, which can be both synchronous, asynchronous. All is possible to fit with the IT architecture of our clients. I'm not going to mention precisely some of the clients we work with, but some of them have more than an asset, a debt, a technical debt, with very efficient system, IT architecture, and we are nonetheless capable to integrate our system to those systems. I'm thinking that some of them cannot even stock the images or not calculate the basket, etc. And we support all that. We have all the APIs to fuel the front with the necessary information and transform the existing front into a performing marketplace. If we precisely now mention some of the most modern front end, and I heard Magento. For this kind of technology, we have what we call the plugin, so connector. The integration is very simple, in the meaning that everything is already done in this plugin, and you have to upload or connect this plugin to the Magento, and it transforms your Magento into
A marketplace.
a marketplace.
Quite
so,
simple.
Of course, the best is to contact us, share what is your IT architecture, what is the technology you use today, and what is the best way to integrate our system to your technology. But we are capable to address all situations, from the most modern solution and architecture to the including old ones, because the set of APIs at least covers all the situations.
Thank you very much. We are actually done with the questions. If we haven't answered a question, we will answer you privately very soon. So, Jerome, Maxime, I leave you the final word to conclude this webinar.
Well, thank you very much. I hope you were interested in the mini details we gave. Of course, if you want to further discuss with us, feel free to contact us. Either on the website, you have a direct link, and you will be contacted by our team, and you have our names. And of course, please feel free to again contact us, ask. We will be very pleased to answer your questions and provide all the guidelines to move forward with your marketplace project.
Yes, thank you very much. And all the business consulting team is waiting for your question to work with you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.